What is going down, my friend? What are you doing in the chat right now? Now or later. One of my favorite candies when I was a kid, the old now and later routine. If you guys didn't get now and laters when you were a kid, I don't know what the heck's wrong with you. You must have all your teeth, and good for you. Welcome to the Mark Inspire Show, day 1869 in a row, part 2. This morning's show was quite ridiculous, as per usual. It was only about 26 minutes long, so you should go back and watch it after this show, because it was one of the funniest bits ever, and it featured none other than the Queen of Pop, Taylor Swift, and, you know, not in a negative way. I think it's amazing what she's accomplished. The fact that there was a million celebrities there and nobody seemed to care about any of them but Taylor Swift. And it was pretty funny comedy. So check it out. Deborah Mathis in the house. And yeah, I also wanted to shine a light on the fact that she's a talent and people have a problem with that. I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is how much attention they want to put on her and just allow her to live her life. That's kind of annoying what you do. There was like Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm sure it's 40 minutes away from Los Angeles. They were probably all there. And instead they want to focus on Taylor. So anyway, I'm happy for her. I'm happy for him. But it's a funny piece of comedy. Go check it out. We have Matt Zabrowski here. He's woohooing us tonight, guys. I have Renee Woods, Helen Gale with me. We missed you today, Helen, on the live morning show. But we're going to do it again. We have a storm tracker coming. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive. He's going to be joining us here to give us a weather report live on scene. We have to just find a storm, you know, a snowstorm that we can use as the backdrop so Dr. Wayne can come and hang out with us. Barella, how are you? Trish Killian, yes! I'm looking to see S. Coop in the house, and she's here. Oh, goodness. So, guys. Oh, Sid, did you see the story? Sydney's here, guys, who is in Alaska right now. We're talking about AlaskaPox. And Sid, you better be hanging out your igloo with your rupees. This is the time to spend those rupees. I don't know if you guys know this, but Sid started a little beverage company called Sid 45. Yeah. Billy D. Williams was the spokesperson. It failed miserably. Do you know what, though? I gotta say, Sid, you did your best. And at least he tried, guys. Sid 45. You can still get, I think there are 6-packs available, right, Sid? Yeah. Sid has 6-packs available, but you can only pay in rupees. Zabrowski! You guys, if you don't know who Matt Zabrowski is, he is the woohoo guy for the Mark Inspire Show. Something to live for. Zabrowski! You know, sometimes Zabrowski brings it. Sometimes he brings the fire. He brings the 10.0, the Grammy-worthy performance that we... You know, why we hired him, you know, really. It's because when he brings the Grammy-worthy. So, guys, let's talk it quickly, and then we're going to play a little music for you. If you are just joining the show for the first time, I drop content all the time. You may have seen something, and that's why you're here. But I'm also live every day since December 31st, 2018. So let's get into it, right? Huh? I'm sorry? Yeah, 1,869 days in a row. But we're just here starting. We've got to get to 2,000 days in a row, right, guys? That's the important milestone. Not every other day before. That's been ridiculously fun. We have so much fun here, guys. So stick with me. I'm going to bring you guys in so you can look at the screen with me. Head over to YouTube so you can see it. The link is in the bio. It's Mark Inspires. And my friends, here on YouTube, this is how we do it. Let's scroll in here. I'd just like you guys to see with me as we roll through the news. There are a few stories we know about the Storm Tracker vibe. Dr. Wayne Doppler, tallest man alive, he's joining us. All good stuff, all good stuff. Here we go, we're in it. YouTube. Oh, where did I go? Joanne, can you do me a favor and put me back on the screen? Joanne, we can hear you. Guys, sometimes Joanne makes me nervous. You can't blame a guy for tooting when Joanne's wheezing. Anyway, we're at it. We're in the news. Let's see what we have here. Joanne, keep the wheeze down. Johnson knocks foreign aid package. I'll sot out inches closer to vote. I really don't care. This is all crap. These people aren't here to help us. Texas church shooting shines light on popular pastor Joel Osteen. He's a man of God. You guys know it, right? You're just giving all of your life earnings to the government and then some of it to Joel Osteen. But the fact that you have some left over to give to Joel, I'm just patting you on the back because he's a man of God. When you give Joel Osteen your money, you're tithing. Good things are coming to Joel, mostly. But like you, next life. Next life. That's what Joel Osteen is telling his faithful. Guys, you can give your money here and we're going to give it to God. This is what he has. He has a stupid, half a smile on his face, we're going to give it to God. You give us your money, and we're going to give it to God. You're going to get it back twofold in the kingdom of heaven. I can't give it to you here at the, Lakewood Church. No. You can give me your money, tithe it forward. I got to get a new rolls. Yeah, when I'm out there and I'm pastoring, I got to have a Rolls and a private jet. Don't forget that. God remembers that, though. And you will be given eternal, what is it again? On my deathbed, the Dalai Lama said I'll have eternal peace and understanding. Whatever that was. I forget what he said. I can't remember it. How do I not remember the Bill Murray speech? On my deathbed, I receive total consciousness. When he gets total consciousness on his deathbed, body language expert analyzed Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's post-Super Bowl PDA and came to the conclusion that they were going home to bang it out. We know it. I told you guys, that was part of this morning's comedy bit. Taylor just has to go along, whether she has a headache or not from taking those shots. And, battling it out, who could drink the beer quicker. She was chugging beer, guys. Had a headache afterwards. Travis, I'm not feeling good. You shut your freaking mouth. I just won the Super Bowl. Go check it out. Funny piece of comedy. Anyway, I don't really care, though. Everything is about it. Alyssa Milano slammed for attending pricey Super Bowl party after she's asking fans for $10K for son's baseball trip. Look at the nog on that kid. I'm just saying. Guys, we talk about noggins here. Ben Affleck, he's got the biggest head in the business. We just figured that out the other day. I'm not sure if you saw that. I'm going to show you that. There's actually a news story from 2014 that the biggest head in Hollywood is Ben Affleck. We call him Affleck head here because if you've ever seen the movie Mallrats, his head is twice the size of Shannon Doherty's head. And I recognize this because I used to watch Mallrats all the time when I was younger. I loved that movie. And every time I'm there, I see they're by the elevator, and he confronts Shannon Doherty at the elevator right before it opens up. And Affleck head, shows up. He looks like he's going to bang her in the face with that stupid noggin. Right? And it's twice the size. I gotta pull up the scene. We gotta find it. Hold on. This is what we do here. We're gonna find it and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna see what's there. Can we do it this way? Mallrats. Guys, this is how we roll. We do it here. Mallrats, Ben Affleck head. Ben Affleck, elevator. Now, just put Shannon Doherty, when he's about to eat her face with the stupid head. And that's when I realized they got to buy extra material for that noggin whenever they're going to do any sort of shooting. Oh, we need to get a t-shirt? How are you going to get that around that head? Are you going to craft it when you get it around his neck and then just be like, okay, let's tie it together? Because in order for you to pull it over that stupid head, you're going to have to buy extra fabric. It's just a known fact. Shannon Doherty. Let's see, guys, you want to YouTube it, you're going to see this. Oh, look at that freaking look at that noggin! It's ridiculous! Hold on, mama. Oh my goodness! Look at this. He's even saying it. Look, I'm about to eat her face. That is Affleck head right there. You guys have always wondered. Mark, why did you come up with Affleck head? How come you have 9 movie, like 25-minute clips about how you have to drive around that thing? He has police escorts everywhere he goes. They have to flag off complete neighborhoods so you can get around the Affleck head. How could you create so much content about dumb, stupid noggins like that? Because, guys, you know, when you need to break into the side of a building, you could use a wrecking ball, or you could call Ben freaking Affleck. Oh, no. I'm in. When you want to be a bank robber, the Italian job should have starred Ben Affleck head. He shows up and just bangs the freaking thing with his nog. They're like, we need a safe guy. No, you don't. You got Ben Affleck head. That dude goes in there, a bang biggity boo, you're in, you get all the gold, you know? Oh, goodness, Affleck head. Just reminds me of all the times we spent together. Ben Affleck, poor guy, you know? Imagine trying to walk around with that thing on your shoulders. I can't. You know, he's got custom-sized cars. The doors, how are you gonna get in there? You remember the old suicide doors? They open up this way? Double-decker style. He has to have all of the doors for his cars open up like this, just so he can get his stupid noggin into the car. You know, forget about figuring out how to get his arms around that thing in order to drive. Poor Affleck head. He goes down in history with Barry Bonds. With that stupid nog. You know, like he's there, 756. I'm proud of you, bud. You should be in the hall. You should be in the hall for that noggin. That's Guinness Book, you know, size at this point. You know, when Dr. Wayne Doppler comes in here in a little while, tallest man alive, they call him. Because he is. He's 12'9.25". I think he's still growing. But Dr. Wayne Doppler, his head is probably the same size as Affleck's. But remember, proportion. He's 12'9". The noggin makes sense on a 12'9". 3 times my girth, Dr. Wayne, you know. But Affleck head, that head is 3 times my girth, you know. Remember, you have to have custom doorways anywhere Affleck goes, or else he'll just destroy houses. He's taken down levels of homes before, just walking. You're like, Affleck, will you just sit down? I'll go get you water. I get it, you're thirsty, but I like my house, yeah? Oh, Affleck head. He's got insurance for the noggin. I don't know if you know. Some actors have it just for their face, but he's got it for the entire noggin because everywhere he goes is like an insurance hazard. It costs him a lot of money to keep that insurance, you know. Affleck head. He's the only actor to date who could shoot in Los Angeles while his ear is also in Las Vegas at the same time. You know, this is what we're dealing with here with Ben Affleck head. Look at that freaking noggin. Hold on, there's a better one. There's an elevator shot. But I think it's interesting that he's looking like a goofball over here. Oh, look at my stupid head. I get it. And then it's funny, I made a bunch of these Affleck head episodes. People are like, I love Ben Affleck. I'm not saying I don't like Ben Affleck. I like Ben Affleck. God bless him that he can walk around without falling over. What am I saying? That head is ridiculous, but God bless him. He's very successful. And he's able to afford the custom doorways, the custom suicide doors for his cars. God forbid he wasn't as successful as he is. How would he get around? He'd have to, get the jaws of life and create his own doorways. And he just strap it closed, cardboard style, like they did the Apollo missions. Those were good, guys. Good machinery, good technology. Vacuum of space. They're just going there on thrust. When they go like this, that's leading them to the moon. And then they get through the atmosphere and they're going. They're there. 256,000 miles. Guys, we got there in one push. That went like this. That was a good one. Landed in the ocean. So they say. Look at that Affleck freaking head. Can you see the nog? His head is bigger than the entire audience together. What are we talking about over here? I got a noggin. Yeah, you do. Holy freaking head. That thing's redonk, right? We're here just trying to get by. Where is it? There's another, look, they're right here by this elevator thing. I'm looking for it. He's ridiculously stupid. Oh my goodness. But this is where my comedy comes from, guys. From silly things like Affleck's ridiculously large head. If you go back and type in Ben Affleck head on my channel, there's 5 or 6 really, really funny bits that kind of revolve around the stuff we just talked about. That some people actually recognize Affleck as its own planet. People are talking, Pluto. No, forget about Pluto. Affleck head is bigger than Pluto. I think one of the bits was that in Armageddon, we were trying to figure out why he didn't just bang the freaking heck out of the asteroid with his head instead of, letting Bruce Willis die like that. How dare he let his father-in-law sacrifice himself when all he has to do is use that stupid, ridiculous noggin, and bang it. And all of a sudden, poof, asteroid dust into the universe, into the space, into the dark matter. And Affleck head saves the day. Comes home with his dad, Bruce Willis. But no, Affleck head is so selfish. He wants to just get home to Liv Tyler and bang it out. I'm sorry, guys, if this isn't funny to you, but I laugh. Gosh, all freaking mighty. Oh, Ben Affleck. Some say his head was about half the size of that asteroid. That all he had to do was just, he didn't have to go full Affleck bang it out. Like he did with Liv later when he got, he's just, a half bang. Some people call it a Filipino bang, I don't even know what that means. But Affleck, he graduated. Some people wonder if he's Nibiru. It's that bad. Is that the 9th Planet X? Could be. Not really sure. He could have been here since the beginning of time. He does block out the sun wherever he goes, which is interesting. Well, I had sun and now it's like I'm in Alaska where you have 6 months on, 6 months off. What's going on over here? Affleck's in town. Oh, goodness. All right, let's move on. Seriously, guys, where are we with the stories here? What in the heck? Dog fends off mountain lion in California yard. This is a big deal with the mountain lions. They're everywhere. You got to get a dog that's scarier than the mountain lion. That's tough. Stone Age megastructure found submerged in the Baltic Sea. Wasn't formed by nature, scientists say. It is a CNN story, so, I'm just saying. Just keep that in mind while we're reading here. I do read the stories live, as you're going to see here, but look at that, guys. This is pretty freaking awesome. I wonder if they found these if these are creatures that were in the ground. I mean, I really don't want to read this whole thing, guys. I want to get into some music, so we're going to really do that. I would say, though, I like to be a goofball here. I hope you don't mind that. And I think it's important for us to do that from time to time. I will tell you something that's really kind of a reason why I need to come out here and let off some steam and to laugh. Maggie, my stupid, ridiculous St. Bernard, whose head is borderline as close to Affleck's head. Hey, like when I see that dog walk through doorways, I'm astonished. I'm astonished that she somehow gets through, just barely. 9-foot wide door. She's just barely squeezing through it. You know, we have one of those crazy wide, super wide doors. She just gets in, just barely. But I'm astonished that she does it. Because I thought for sure I'd have to go to 10 or 12 feet wide because that stupid head. But anyway, no, all jokes aside, Maggie, the dumb head, she's always rushing to go out when I open the door. She's good, though. I'll call her and she'll come back. So I let her out because I'm like, okay, dummy. She was just out. And I say this lovingly. And, I'm joking on my show here, but I said, what are you doing? She's like, looking at me at the head. Again, I got to open up the entire garage door, wide door to get her out. Looks up at me, slobber flies on me because she's St. Bernard. No, I'm really joking with you guys. She doesn't have as a ridiculous head as it could be. I jokingly say it's massive because it is when she sits next to my kids or my wife. The head is dumb, okay? But we saw a real St. Bernard like 3 months ago. I'm walking with Maggie, and all of a sudden I look next to me, and there's out of the window, which I think they had one of those double wides to get that window open for this head to get out of it. It was so stupid. His head comes out. Slobber is pouring out of the thing. It was the craziest head I've ever seen in my life. It was a lion's head on a dog. Real St. Bernard. Maggie happens to be a mix. This St. Bernard I saw, I felt bad for the owner. Let's just say that, okay? That he has to look at that thing. Yeah. It looked like it was the creature from something, And I wanted to call it Magoo because it had that look to it as well, where you wondered if there was some Siberian in it or whatever, You get it. And so I told Maggie, your head's dumb, but not as dumb as that, Anyway, so tonight, Maggie, she runs out the door again. And I'm like, what the freaking heck? And I hear her immediately go, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." And I'm like, what are you doing, Maggie? Get back here. And she starts running back full speed. And I see her going like this. And I'm like, gosh almighty, she's got a mouse, a rat, something in her mouth, She's going shaking her mouth. And as she gets closer, I go, and this is where you're going to be like, are you kidding me? I go, Maggie, did you get sprayed again? She gets sprayed by a freaking skunk again tonight. Right in the face. This poor dog was scratching her face trying to get the thing off, slobber and all, because this time, not because she has a dumb face, but because she got sprayed in the face by a skunk. That skunk's right back here, by the way, guys. I came in through the garage doors, the ones that we have to slide Maggie in out of because of the dumb head. Joking, But I came in through the garage door because I'm not going out there. I'm nervous. That skunk's over there somewhere is going to spray me. But then, of course, I got to bring her inside and wash Maggie and get the smell of a skunk off of her. It smells so bad. You know what it smells to me like? Like a massive amount of garlic and onion. It's onion. That's what it is. A massive amount of onion, like this disgusting amount of onion. There's this onion smell in there. It's the second time she's gotten sprayed. And if I'm the one, my wife's actually a huge help, but my wife and I are the ones who have to take care of this stinky dog. And at first she's like, oh, just spray her down outside. I'm like, oh shoot, we shut the water off because it's winter. And so now I got to bring Maggie in and wash her off inside. Skunk, yeah, it was a nightmare. So when I come out here and I laugh a little with you, and I do stories that are silly, remember it's because I'm breaking away from some crazy stuff in my life as well. So I hope you guys will always keep that in mind. I do want to share something with you. This right here is my newest listing. This is going on the market on Thursday. And if you happen to know anybody in Connecticut, in Fairfield, Connecticut specifically, this is an amazing property. I'm just going to show you the photos real quick. It's weird when I do this, like when I try to show you the pictures bigger, it doesn't look good. It goes right behind me. So I'll just show this to you. This is a river right here. I'd love to show you this a little closer, but it's not working for some reason. You know why? It's because this is an old feed. I don't want to refresh it right now. But just so you see, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, okay, this isn't working now. But here's the thing, guys, just so you know. Let's go back to this photo right here. I often talk to you about how I was the first person to buy a drone in Fairfield County in 2013. And I did it because I noticed no one else had done this, but I was representing a lot of high-end people at the time. And one of the properties out in the market was $5.5 million. And it's the first property I had over $3 million. And I was really pumped, a young guy wearing a suit every day. And so I remember the owner of the property said, I want you to get a helicopter shot of my property. I want an aerial shot. And at the time, the only way you could do that was to get someone in a helicopter to do that, because no one had thought about this yet. But it was $350 to do this. And I saw these flyers on my office. I'm a realtor and for the last 15 years. And I saw this flyer on my office desk that said, $350, we'll get into a plane with our telephoto lens, and from 600 feet, we'll shoot really great shots of your property. And then I'm looking at this examples of this. They're like some of the shots are like this, and I'm looking at the roof, and I'm like, as an artist, this doesn't look nice. And then I thought to myself, you know, I know drone technology exists. I wonder if I could strap a camera to the bottom of a drone and take photos and get aerial shots. And I can, if I'm thinking it in my head, it's $350 to hire this guy in a helicopter. And I gotta wait 3 weeks for him to get in that helicopter. He doesn't own the helicopter. He's gotta rent the time and get a bunch of realtors to give him money to do this. So it was always a process. And I said, I could do that. And if I represent 20 people over the next 20 years that are doing these crazy properties, and that's $350 right there, that's a crazy amount of money, you know? And that's like $6 grand. So in my mind, I said, you know what? Why don't I buy a drone, and then I could do it at every property, and I'll pay myself back by getting new properties, by offering a service no one else offers. So I bought the very first drone by DJI. It's called the Phantom. And when I purchased this drone, this is crazy, but it was $5,000 to get this thing equipped, because you needed to have a gimbal so that the camera wouldn't shake. So I had to buy the gimbal. That was $650. And everything I bought was like, you had to buy it piecemeal. I had to learn how to solder, all this stuff in order to make this drone everything it could be. And I did that. I made it the best drone it could ever possibly be. And I remember I started flying it, and I brought it to one of my listings. I just sold the property, and my client was a PR guy. And he goes, this is ridiculous. And I said, yeah, I'm doing this for every client. It's going to be a free service. You hire me, you get free aerial photography. And to me, I was saying to myself, I need to show the expansiveness of my properties. I need to get people past that first photo so they want to see more. And so that's where my drone idea came from. And I told him this. He goes, this is great. Do you mind if I write a little something up and send it to the paper? I said, sure, no problem. So Jeff, my client, did this. He sent it in. And I get a call from the paper. Hey, we want to run a story on you. I was like, hey, that sounds good to me. So they talked about my drone. All of a sudden, I get a call from Channel 8 News. Hey, we want to run a story on you on the news for tonight. Okay, Channel 12 News calls. We want to do something for the local thing here. Can you come on? Absolutely. All of a sudden, Fox Connecticut calls. Hey, we want to have you on. And then all of a sudden, the FAA was saying you can't fly drones commercially. This is right at the beginning of all this. And I was the guy doing it, and I'm in the limelight, essentially, here in Connecticut, on all these different news channels talking about drone technology and about quadcopters. I became the local expert, not just for realtors, but for the drone itself. I had people who are now like extremely successful in Bitcoin, all these other things, trying to pick my brain about drone so they could start a drone business. And I had ideas to start my own drone business and never really got anywhere. Dr. Drone, I was like, that's such a great name. I could just build off of that. But anyway, I got the thing going. I'm doing all these different newscasts. And then 3 times I was on Fox that year, and everybody went and bought a drone. That was what my wife said originally when I spent this money. She goes, what are you doing? You're going to go, you're telling everybody to go buy a drone, and then they're going to just go buy a drone just like you did. I said, yeah, they can, but just because you buy a drone doesn't mean you have an eye. And that's the thing that is the big takeaway. I bought a drone because I could put a drone to practical use. This picture you see over here on my shoulder, that's my picture. I took that drone photo. And the thing is, I could take a photo of a roof, or I could take a photo that's classy, that's from 25, 30 feet, that captures the entire expanse. You see the river, you see the view over to the house, that it's right across from the river. It's one photo. It captures everything in one shot. Or I could shoot a roof and you see that there's a river right there as well. There's a difference. And people don't understand that little difference. When I get the drone in the air, I've already figured out 10 photos I want to take in order to capture what I see in my head as really cool angles. And so I do that, and sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't, but I'm already thinking about where I want to get that thing. Other people fly it up there and they're like trying not to crash it. I get that thing between branches and stuff for the shot I'm seeing in my head. And it's funny, I had my client out the other day, and he works on helicopters. And I'm showing him, like, do you have one of these? He's like, no, I don't have one yet. I'm like, oh, I can't believe you don't have one. You like build helicopters. He's like, no, I think I should get one of these. I'm like, yeah, you totally need one. And he was like, whoa, hold on, be careful. And I'm like, no, don't worry about it. I was literally like inches from branches with this thing because I've become such a master at flying it over the last 10 years. And so anyway, long story short, this is an example of how I bring photography to life for my properties. I'm always trying to separate myself from the rest of the marketplace with unique marketing between the drone, doing these live tours, which you'll be seeing for this property. I'll be doing a bunch of live stuff from this house, showcasing certain things, certain rooms, and I'm doing an open house there this weekend, hopefully to sell it. I'd like to sell it this weekend if possible. So if you know anybody, Cog, how are you, my friend? If you know anybody who's looking in Connecticut, send them my way, or New York actually too. I represent New York or Connecticut. And as Modoc knows, it doesn't have to be anywhere in Connecticut or New York. If you are looking for any real estate assistance, all you have to do is reach out and I can find you an amazing real estate agent that costs you nothing. That is truth. Cost you nothing above and beyond what you would normally pay an agent. I always say call two or three people and let me have the fourth person come in. You interview them. If you like them, you use them. If you don't, you use somebody else. But it costs you the same no matter who you use. It just gives me an opportunity to call in the best person for you. Most people don't understand if you call in a real estate office, what happens is that realtors, the manager will say, hey, yeah, I'll send over an agent for you. And then they look through the roll and they're like, hey, you know, I got Mark who I pay top commission to, or, you know, Candace get top commission. Or I got Jill over here who just started last week and we give her the very bottom commission, which means the office makes the very top commission. And now when we sell that property, now we're going to make the most. Yeah, Jill doesn't make, she makes a little, but the people that are selling that house don't know any better because they called us here at blah, blah, blah realty, you know? So I always say, use me as a resource. Like if I was to go and if I had some extra money and I was going to put it into the stock market, I wouldn't go do it myself. I wouldn't just start a Scott trade and start buying stocks. There'd just be a waste. I'd rather just go to somebody who does it and be like, hey, what do I do here? Same thing with real estate. Hey, what do I do? Because I'll ask the pointed questions, get you a great agent. Cost you nothing, but you'll have the best person on the job. And sometimes, most times, it's going to be somebody that they have to pay the most commission out to. And to you, it's the same cost no matter what. But the better agent gets you the most money because they negotiate better for you. Remember that. It's the most important thing. You're looking for someone who can negotiate on your behalf. You know, everybody thinks, okay, it's about the top agent. No, it's about the person who can handle the business best. I've been in listing appointments with some of the best agents in the area, and I sit there and I listen to them and they can't even put on a presentation. They'll open up iPads and start looking up things that people ask them live in front of them. Instead of saying things like, I'll get back to you. Let's talk about other things. Like, that's okay, I understand you want to know about that listing or this, that, and another thing. We'll talk about that. I'll send that over to you by email. You know, I wanted to discuss these three other things, you know. Sorry. So anyway, our property taxes are outrageous, Killet said. Yeah, absolutely. Cog, I'm glad you're here. We were just quickly doing some news. It was a crazy, crazy day, not just today. Since I started doing the comedy news, guys, I'll tell you, this has been so much fun doing the comedy news. And to me, it's a break away from all of the insanity of the world, especially when I could scroll through the news with you and you guys are seeing it. You're reading the stories along with me. You're hearing my voice along with your own voice, inner monologue. I wonder often if that's kind of cool, if when you see me reading the actual story, sometimes I have to improvise off and make things work. But other times I'm sticking to it the whole time, and I think you're probably following along, and then maybe you're reading it in your own inner dialogue, which is kind of cool. So I have a lot of fun doing this, but when we break off script, like what happened yesterday, and if you guys didn't see this yet, I got it on my phone. I'm going to start working on it. There's so much I'm working on. Scammer Payback 2 has to be released still, which is so good so far. Oh my goodness. I'm like 3 minutes in. And the secondary character that I made up, hey, yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, he's like this guy, you know. Hey, what are we talking about? It's basically Facce, but like a cleaner version of Facce, is taking over the freaking Scammer Payback already. I was like, maybe I got to kick this guy back a little because he's adding too much. But I'm like, no, it's great. So this one's going to be totally interesting because there's a third character besides Joanne. And I'm in the process of working on that. But a few things. Last night, this broke out where I took out this 1966 New York Yankees scorecard, which I think is a really cool thing in itself. And I ran through it for you so you could see it last night if you want to check it out. And you're going to see it because I'm making this a full piece of content for you. We broke in here and something happened that I'd never done here before, at least with this, is I started finding the advertisements. We're looking at the advertisements, and then I just basically start talking about it and then pretending the phone was ringing, and then they were asking me to actually do an advertisement and pay me to do the advertisement. So it was really funny, actually. It's probably one of the funniest things I've done in a while, just because you could see in a certain moment where that idea sparked. I had no intention of doing that. I'm here looking at it, sharing it with you, and then all of a sudden that happened. So when you watch it and you see me do 4 or 5 different advertisements and take that bit for about 10 or 15 minutes, remember it started in a moment. Find that moment. Leave me a comment when you see it. Something else is kind of cool. This is pretty awesome stuff. When I got that 1966 book, I also got this. This is a Barnum Brothers and Bailey Circus. And some of the pictures here are really quite phenomenal. And it looks like there's actually like a poster in here or something. Oh my goodness, guys. Should I take this out? I don't know if I should take it out. It may be worth something by keeping this in. This is from 1979. It's the circus book, 109th edition. They got Siegfried and Roy in here. Oh, goodness. The Datsun. The Datsun had the small truck, guys. #1 since year 1. The old Datsun. You know, sometimes when Datsun, it's a Nissan. Nissan Datsun. They were, hold on, sorry. Let me get that phone bill here. Just 1 second. Hello? Yeah, no, this is Mark and Pires. Who's this? Yeah, John Nissan. Yeah, no, I was just talking about your old Datsun, the crap, you know. You stopped making it because it was crap, right? Oh, you just decided that people didn't need a Datsun anymore. So what did you go to, the Brat? The Nissan Brat? Is that what you went to next? Yeah, no, look, I bring the Datsun back. What? Yeah, no, I could do that. You want me to bring it back to life now and you'll consider making it next year, 2025? All right, yeah, no problem. Just send me PayPal. That was what last night's bit was, and then we went through it. So, guys, look at this. Siegfried and Roy. Siegfried's there. He's got those really cool tights on, you know? And then that's the tiger that mauled him eventually. It's too bad that happened, you know? Ooh, guys, it's just pretty cool. Maybe I should, one of these days, we'll go through the entire book here. But we got several of those. And then I believe there's a 1979 New York Yankees scorecard for the Yankees versus Chicago, October 17th and 9th, 1979. Hammerlin Jameson covering for Harry Carey. Hey guys, I was there at the Yankee game. Had a good time. Go Cubs. Go Cubbies, go Cubs. When you're there in Chicago, The Cubs are playing the Yankees. Give me another bottle of whiskey. Hammer Jammer. Hammer Jammer is basically almost Harry Carey. Not really, but almost. Goodness. You know, guys, I think we did enough with these stupid bits. Maybe, maybe not. I do think I need to get the BeatSeat underneath me. And in order for me to do that, I'm going to play you guys something very quick. I think the Barry Bonds thing is pretty hilarious because the head is ridiculous. You know? It's stupid ridiculous. But I'm going to go with the Lucas Glover this time. And I'm pretty sure this was funny too. I really don't know. I'm going to give you the link. If you guys can quickly watch this while I grab the BeatSeat out, I will be back momentarily. And together, we will play a song.
At Corient, we provide unlimited access to the collective knowledge of experts across the country.
It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, Mark Pires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by the BeatSeat.
Lucas Glover withdraws from the Waste Management Phoenix Open after missing his tee time. Lucas, you bumbling mofo. You know what I mean? Like, your one job is to show up on time so you can tee off. Yeah?
I'll be there for an 8:18 tee time.
Oh, it's
8:26 tee time.
All right, why don't you get there at like 7:30, warm it up. You're going to warm it up, you know?
Nah, I'll get there at 8:25 and 37 seconds.
All right, Lucas Glover, you keep working with that formula. We'll see how that goes for you.
He had to withdraw.
What? Oh, he had to withdraw. Guys, see? He had to withdraw. He missed his tee time because he does the 8:25 thing. We've been talking about it for years and it finally came back to haunt him. You know the recurring dream where you realize you've missed your final exam? Lucas Glover lived in the real-world version of this nightmare on Thursday morning when he was forced to withdraw from the Waste Management Phoenix Open after missing his tee time. Glover was scheduled to tee off at 8:26. He showed up at 4:37 in the afternoon. Officials called him and learned he was still in his hotel room, unaware that he was minutes away from being disqualified. He was hanging out, guys, banging it out, eating waffles. You know, they got that special waffle maker at the hotel. You just push a button. 30 seconds later, you go turn around, grab a little bit of fruit. You got yourself a coffee. You turn back around. There's a waffle sitting there, piping hot waffle. Lucas Glover's eating it. He's not playing, though. He's disqualifying. He wants the waffle more. You know, sometimes you're hungry. He's just like, I don't feel like playing golf today. You know? He just misread his text messages. I'm kicking myself but laughing at the same time. The Glover, the 2009 U.S. Open champion, has enjoyed a bit of a career renaissance lately. He won the Wyndham Championship and the FedEx St. Jude's Championship back-to-back weeks and rose to the top 30 in the official world rankings, and then he fell asleep and had waffles. Missed the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Good job, buddy. The official rules of golf stipulate in Section 5.3, which Lucas should have tattooed on his arm at this point, you know, with this whole getting there 30 seconds before tee time thing.
I'm so good. I won back-to-back tournaments this year.
I can show up whenever the friggin' heck I want.
Waffles?
Oh, no, I'm on my way. Guys, he's got to get the waffles. You know, you got to respect the waffle intake. It's either tea time or some tasty fresh waffles made on the spot with a push button, you know?
Not a chef.
No, we didn't have a guy there who's doing it. Like, who's there, could I make you waffles? No, I'm sorry. Lucas Glover doesn't get that hotel. He gets the one with the push button, $3,000 machine one. You push the button, walk away, come back, whoop, it's out there. I'm throwing a little powdered sugar on top, a little syrup, and we're wrapping it up, you know? Not Lucas. He's getting doubles.
8:26.
Tea time? No. Screw the tea time. You got fresh waffles coming. Can we throw a little compote on my fresh waffles? Because, you know, I won back-to-back tournaments. When's the last time you did that, huh, Derek?
I never won anything.
That's right, Derek. You suck.
Hi.
I'm Lucas Glover. I did. Missing a tea time is rare, but not unprecedented. Paul Casey nearly missed the opening round of the 2020 WGC Mexico Championship when he thought his tea time was 10 minutes later than it actually was. Same thing, Paul Casey. What in the freaking heck are you doing showing up 10 minutes before tea time? I gotta go. I got a tea time in 9 minutes and 37 seconds. Paul Casey, you almost lost it. You almost had to withdraw.
Do I have to withdraw?
What? No, you're good. You're good. It's just Lucas Glover. He's the one who had to do it. McElroy won against Keegan Bradley in Europe, pulled off the Miracle of Medina. Did you guys remember the Miracle of Medina? Jesus came down. Mary, they were there watching. It was that good of a performance. They wanted to be there to see it. There was healing that day as well. It's in the books, guys. Look it up. Sometimes when you're schooling everybody and you're giving them the knowledge they didn't even realize they needed. That's what happened.
Too silly, too funny, Mark. Yes, you are. Let's see what we could do here. I have to flip this camera again. I never seem to know how to do this properly. There we go. Welcome back, Tic Tac. So we're sitting on the BeatSeat, the only drum in the world for guitar players. You can pick one up at BeatSeat.rocks. This show is sponsored by said BeatSeat. And I think if we get a nice pick over here, this one will work, I guess. I don't know where my other good pick is. I think I threw it the other day when I wrote that awesome song, which was, I think, this. 55 minutes in. Main girl in the house. I'm so glad you're here. We have made it to a nice 1 hour show here. There's a lot of good comedy at the beginning. Got a good song here at the end. I'll play you one song on the way out here, considering. This is for Main Girl. imagine the BeatSeat. Well, I hear that train is rolling around the bend. I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when I'm stuck in Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. Really? And then people keep moving under the sand and when I was just a baby, Mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. And I shot men in Reno just to watch them die. And then people keep moving under the sand and all right. Well, I bet there's rich folks eating fancy dining cars, proper coffee, and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had to come back. I know I can't be free. And then people keep moving under the sand and Isn't that BeatSeat crazy? Main girl, it is so ridiculous to play
love to build one for you, even if it's just to jam out when I play, jam along with me. It's a pleasure to rock out with this thing, even if I'm not playing the guitar. But that was quite a jam there. Sometimes we get into it. Lint in My Pocket tomorrow. Remind me about that. I'll try that. I gotta go listen to it. I don't even know it. I think I've heard it before. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. I got lint in my pocket and I got myself some spaceless sprockets. I think it's something to do with Elroy and the Jetsons. Lint in my pocket, spaceless sprockets. It rhymes. It has to be part of it. Guys, if you can, make sure you hit the like if you haven't yet. Appreciate it if you do. Comment after the show. What was your favorite part? The comedy news, the music, the both? Sometimes it's like, hey, whatever you do, mark them down. And that's the type of show that I like to do. We just don't know. We just don't know what we're going to do until we do it. And songs come out, and sometimes they're good. And sometimes there's a bubonic plague and an AlaskaPox coming. Just make sure you're not in Alaska, Maine, girls. You stay in Maine, not go to Alaska. They got AlaskaPox there. It's actually in New York now. It's a New York-a-pox. No, I'm not going over to New York. I'm staying Connecticut style. We're not looking for Connecticut pox. We already have Lyme's disease. Started by the Nazis, I'm sure, maybe. And not me's, that's what they say. But anyway, guys, appreciate the show. Lots of fun. Chris Donaldson is here. Helen Gail Townsend, Maine Girl 207, you rock, Maine Girl, for being here. Matthew, you are awesome, buddy. Pamela Swan, S. Coop, Virginia, and I'm going to throw this out. I don't know if my friend DM Ryan was in with us at all, but he was with me today during the daily show, the live show, the midday show. I want to say thank you, buddy. Stephanie, how are you? Mavi over here on TikTok. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being with me. Please hit the subscription button on the Mark Inspires YouTube channel. And we are doing it again tomorrow, 9 a.m., guys. You know what happens at 9 a.m.? We do it. And We Have Liberty and Freedom is going to be here as well. If you guys want to see, I think she'll be here tomorrow. Maybe. Virginia, S. Coop, you rock. Renee Woods, you rock. Pamela Swan, Matthew, Maine Girl, Chris Donaldson, you guys are all amazing. And TikTok, too. Thank you. Appreciate you. I really do. Tomorrow, if you have news stories, if you want to call in, let me know. We'll do something. We're going to have a lot of fun. Every day, the intention is for us to get together for an hour, to laugh a little, to get some music, and more importantly, to rise above anything else in our lives. Together, we do it. You got to go away, yeah. Until tomorrow, of course, when we do it twice again. What's that, Joanne? I'm sorry, Joanne, I can't hear you over the wheeze, but I think you're saying something about how you're good. We're gonna do it, not like Travis Kelce and Taylor. Probably still. Remember, she's got to submit. He won the Super Bowl, just like he did after the Eras tour. It's a mutual situation there. Check out this morning's crazy comedy news. It was nuts, guys. It's only 26 minutes long. I will see you in the AM. You got to go away. You got to go away. Yeah. What do we write tonight, Joanne? I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the wheeze. See you tomorrow. You got to go. She just tooted. Oh my goodness. I have to deal with the toots. You guys get to go. Unreal.